On today's download, we take a look at why authenticity in your video content matters. We're going to go behind the camera with exclusive Getty Images video contributor Lighthouse Films, and we'll show you how to find the perfect video for any topic or trend. Your need for authentic video is real, and we're here to help fill it. The download, presented by Getty Images, starts now. Hello and welcome to The Download, presented by Getty Images, your insider's look into the world of visual storytelling and what it means for your marketing and communications. I'm your host, Rachel Brinton Matthews, Senior Art Director here at Getty Images. Thank you for joining us. And as always, I want to extend a special welcome to our Premium Access subscribers. Whether you're joining us on LinkedIn Live or watching on demand, we're here each month to help you get the most out of your Getty Images plan. Thank you for being a customer. And now on to our show. Current data on commercial video usage tells us that 70% of marketers find video produces more conversions than any other content. And 64% of customers say they are more likely to make a purchase after watching a video. At the same time, as you'll see in a moment, our own visual GPS data reveals that authenticity and connection continue to be important in grabbing consumers' attention. So how do you get amazing video content that helps you keep it real and stand out in a crowded marketplace? Getty Images creative insights researcher Gabrielle Frederick is here to share some insights. And over to you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Rachel. I'm Gabrielle Pedro Frederick, a researcher on the Creative Insights team serving the Americas, and I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to discuss authenticity and visuals with you. Let the benevolent video gods share my screen. Diversity and inclusion is top of mind right now. Events such as the Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate movements, and most recently the contentious Don't Say Gay bill, are very top of mind. Many still believe that brands have a long way to go in fulfilling their promise of inclusion and facilitating lasting change in advertising and beyond, and we at Getty Images are here to help. Authenticity and diversity go hand in hand. Diversity as an individual term is one of the top 50 search terms on our site and has been consistently for the past 12 months. Terms related to diversity and diverse together saw an 88% increase from 2020. That means that it's top of mind for many brands in a consistent and sustained way. Among both men and women surveyed in the US, approximately half agreed that they rarely see themselves represented in advertising. And this experience is more prevalent among those who are 50 and older, those with a lower level of education, and those who are economically disadvantaged. It's even more common among groups who exist at the intersection of more than one traditionally marginalized population, specifically people of Asian American or Pacific Island descent, Black or African Americans, immigrants, the LGBTQI+ populations, and those living with a disability. According to our own one-of-a-kind proprietary visual GPS research, 67% of consumers state that it's important that the companies that they buy from celebrate diversity of all kinds. And what does diversity look like? People see themselves as many things, and they want brands to celebrate them in their work more obviously than they do now. And we're at a turning point in our country. The US is becoming more diverse than ever. The latest US Census reported that for the first time on record, the white population has decreased in the past decade. And this is due to a few reasons. A softening and blurring of racial and ethnic lines due to increased identification as multiracial with the rise of interracial relationships or the embracing of non-white identity as our culture shifts. And this is also in tandem with changing immigration patterns, with more people from Asian countries are migrating to the US than Latin American countries. This trend is going to continue, with estimates indicating that by 2065, Asians will make up about 38% of all immigrants. In total, the LGBTQ+ population makes up roughly 15% of the total US population. People are increasingly identifying as gender fluid, which is an almost 8% increase from 2015. And aligned with other national research, we find that the LGBTQ+ population continues to grow, even outnumbering some ethnic diversities in the US. People aged 65 and older will outnumber children under the age of 18. While this phenomenon isn't unique to the US, factors such as increasing financial insecurity, rapidly evolving cultural and interpersonal dynamics, such as opting to not get married, having children later in life, or if altogether, and the rise in multi-generational households have upended what it means to age in the US. The reality is that older people are living in ways that we've never seen before. And if we look at the facts, 15 million Americans aged 55 or older are childless, and this share of the population is expected to grow over time. And older adults are increasingly less likely to want to retire, opting instead for part-time work that keeps them active or volunteering that provides them with purpose. The average size of an American woman has been historically reported as a size 14, but a study in 2016 has revealed that actually the average size of an American woman is now between a 16 and 18. Meanwhile, Victoria's Secret models are on average still a size 4, and this doesn't just apply to women. Men are also more likely to have larger body types. The average male model has a 30-inch waist, but the average male has a 40-inch waist. 1 in 4 people in the United States live with some form of disability. And this is an overwhelmingly large demographic with a lot of crossover in other aspects of identity. Native Americans and Black Americans have the highest prevalence of disability in ethnic groups. 2 in 5 adults age 65 or older have a disability. 1 in 4 women will identify as having a disability. And 17% of children aged 3 to 17 will have some form of developmental disability. Millennials and Gen Zers are growing up in a culture where disabilities are accepted and celebrated. They demonstrate a greater sense of freedom and ambition than older generations with disabilities. And this isn't just limited to physical or developmental disabilities, but invisible disabilities such as mental health disorders as well. So the reality is that the United States is racially diverse. We're choosing different families as couples, regardless of sexuality, are getting married later in life, if at all, and are having children later in life, if at all. People are more queer and more gender nonconforming. People are living with their disabilities. People are getting older, as older people are expected to outnumber younger generations in the next few decades. And we're loving our bodies as is. And so with all of this compounding, it's critical that we recognize how diverse and layered our country is, because people are affirming their own identities in ways that we haven't seen before. But the reality is that visuals, unfortunately, do not reflect this diverse reality. While we're beginning to see better representation across Black and Latinx communities, Asian, Indigenous, and Middle Eastern ethnicities have the lowest levels of representation. Regardless of background, all ethnicities who don't identify as white are often tokenized or not depicted in humanizing everyday life scenarios. Representation of the LGBTQ plus community remains dismally low. And though about 30% of the LGBTQ population are parents, 70% of the visuals representing them are often related to them being a couple or as being identified through a family structure, as opposed to other aspects of living. People between the ages of 20 and 29 are the most represented in visuals. When seniors are included, they're more likely to be stereotyped, seen as receiving care or being dependent or not appearing with technology. And despite making up the majority of the population, people with larger bodies are not included. If they are, they're more likely to be presented in scenarios related to fitness, weight loss, or dieting. Visuals have played an integral role in upholding ideas about certain communities, and defining this aspirational idea leaves many communities out. And so let's talk about bias. Bias is often encoded within the DNA of stereotyping, and most American consumers report experiencing some form of it, which, as noted, turns up in our media. These are some of the most reported biases experienced in order of greatest to least. For example, racial prejudice is often associated with physical characteristics. Skin color remains one of the top reasons people experience racial bias, and this affects people of all races in some nuanced ways. And while we all have multiple identities that overlap, these intersections often shape our experiences of discrimination, and this can even compound on multiple fronts. For example, when looking at skin tones, we're more likely to see people of color with lighter skin tones than darker ones. Young adults are more likely to be seen as members of the LGBTQ plus community than any other age group. And speaking of the LGBTQ plus community, which is already largely underrepresented, people with disabilities don't exist in popular visuals. And people of color are more likely to be seen with larger body types than white people. So when we think about authentic, inclusive storytelling, we want to start with guiding questions. These questions are good things to ask oneself when selecting visuals to make sure they're in line with the story that you want to tell. Let's look at these questions as practice building, because if you don't stop to consider those questions, who will? Are you showing diversity in all its forms across intersecting identity factors like age, class, body size, ethnicity, gender identity, disability, and sexuality? Are you challenging stereotypes? Are you doing what you can to be brave and push boundaries in your creative work? Are you using stereotypes to represent people of non-white identities? Are you avoiding stereotypes in terms of setting, behavior, clothing? And my favorite question, do your visual choices feel genuine and represent people you may know? At the end of the day, our image testing reveals that the best images are those that feel natural, images that customers would take themselves. I hope this is able to spark some thought and conversation. Thanks so much for listening. Rachel, back to you.
Thank you so much, Gabby. If you work or have clients in the financial or healthcare sectors and you want industry-specific video insights, you're in luck. This month's bonus coverage has tips and expert insights specifically for your industry, and it's now live on our show page. Check it out today. We'll be back after this. Thanks to an incredible team of art directors and a global network of exclusive contributors, Getty Images brings you an unmatched library of high-quality videos suitable for any project or campaign. Our very own senior art director, Amy Lefeld, recently sat down with the team from Lighthouse Films to talk about what goes into creating truly authentic video stories. Over to you, Amy.
Thanks so much, Rachel. So I'm super excited to be joined by Brad and Tyler of Lighthouse Films. Lighthouse is an amazing production company and one of our exclusive video partners. Welcome to the download.
Thanks for having us, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Thanks for having us. We absolutely love creating content with Getty. It's something that we do every single day. It drives us. It's a passion of ours, and it has allowed us to travel the world. And at this point, we've shot over 17,000 clips for Getty, and we're not stopping anytime soon.
So one of the things that I've always appreciated about your work is how relatable and real it feels. It's immersive and authentic. Tell me how you go about capturing that. Are there decisions that are made before the shoot to make it feel that way?
Authenticity is kind of the cornerstone of what we do. So it really is. It's almost like the foundation. That's our style at Lighthouse, and we love it, and we see it in spots. Commercials and in advertising, and it's just we always want to be the fly on the wall, capturing the goods.
So what are some of the choices that you make to achieve that kind of look?
From a technical standpoint, we put stuff in the foreground. The reason we do that is we want to make sure that we feel like we can capture. We're like I said, a fly on the wall, capturing something for the first time, almost like we happened upon this moment. And so it's kind of a marriage between the acting, whoever's on camera, and the photography of the moment. So finding the moment is what we try to achieve. And so it's almost like when I tell people that are new in terms of cinematographers, camera operators, I tell them just to have the lens down somewhere else and then find it, capture it. And so that's one of the ways. And then the other way is just like building things in the foreground to make it look like we're peering through. And so that's another technique.
I like how a lot of your work has different styles. Some has kind of a home movie, Super 8 type feel. We just happen to have a clip of that handy if you want to take a look.
So yeah, that's my grandmother. She's 100 years old, and I captured that on a Bolex, a 1954 Bolex camera with film, and I love shooting with different cameras that aren't just an Alexa. An old film camera is something that we shoot with often. So it was cool to shoot that imagery of my grandmother. Yeah.
Your work also has a lot of energy. Do you always look for stories and projects where that's central to the work? Are there certain themes that resonate with you most?
As a team, as a unit, we have 3 cinematographers that work here, Ben, Zay, and myself, and we thrive on energy. We look for energy in the field, and we're energetic as well. So it's, I'm severely ADHD, so my mind is racing all over the place, all of the time, all the time. And so it's like the content and shooting the diversity of content for me is very, very appealing. And just shooting these different projects, being in Vegas one day, shooting, a couple in a limo, and then shooting a business adventure on another day, and then shooting Utah. So it's like, jumping around and shooting the diversity of content is like, it's my happy place.
So Tyler, are there any projects you've worked on recently for us that are your favorites that you really think speak to authenticity?
Yeah, so we recently came off a tech startup shoot that was married with a coffee shop shoot that I feel like was incredibly authentic in the way that we brought in talent who hadn't been in that position before, be it an employee or a manager of a coffee shop. And one of the scenes, we pulled one of our talent who was a neurologist who had never had experience behind a bar and was trained on the spot by a manager who had been in coffee for years. So watching it unfold and seeing the energy that the manager and trainer and the new employee had was absolutely amazing. It was very authentic, and it was very exciting because they just shared this unique and organic energy as they were learning and teaching and being in the moment. So I feel like when you think about themes and how they evolve within our shoots, we are able to pull those different ideas and create, unique moments like that based on just learning who's on set with us, right? The talent, who they are and what they've done before.
That's a really interesting approach. Do you always use real people or do you use actors?
A lot of times, somebody that's not an actor, that's my favorite person to work with, because it's like they don't know, all they know is to act natural. Now, sometimes when you put a camera in their face, there's a little bit of awkwardness in some people, and some people, it's kind of like if you find people that are really comfortable with themselves and can sell it. And I say that a lot on set. Can you sell it? I need you to sell it more. I just need you to be you. Like, what would you do in this moment? I can tell you to lift your hand a certain way, but if you don't do that naturally, it's going to look weird. So I want you to kind of vibe how you would do something naturally. And so it's really cool. And the most photogenic people, the camera magnets are the ones that are really comfortable in their own skin and that can just kind of bring it. And it's like, oh my gosh, that person is a camera magnet. We're going to focus on this person or this group of people or whatever. And within like 45 minutes, you can tell, really, I mean, it's almost like right away you can tell who the camera magnet is. But sometimes it takes a little bit, of time to warm up. But then this person, this human being, it just comes out of their shell, and or they just like, they have this kind of authenticity about them because they're comfortable with themselves, and that's really dynamic.
So, Brad, what inspires you as a filmmaker?
Everything inspires me. Traveling inspires me. Martin Scorsese inspires me. Commercials inspire me. I mean, it's like everywhere. If you can allow yourself to look out the window and see, a guy walking down the street and he's dancing, or what, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do that on the next shoot. You just have to look for the moments and be present in the moment to be able to find those little nuggets of inspiration. And those nuggets or inspiration are all around us.
Well, we just happen to have a clip that's just, an everyday moment that is inspiring. Let's take a look.
So yeah, that was shot by Ben Kaufman, who's like my second wife. He's been with me for 12 years. It's super cool to have a team of humans that you surround yourself with that can capture these kinds of images that are awesome and natural.
What can a content creator, someone who's making a corporate video or trying to connect with consumers on social media, get from using your Lighthouse's clips? What makes Lighthouse special?
I feel like the moments that we create are authentic. The moments we capture are authentic. And injecting that into a larger campaign, be it a commercial or a TV spot or, a film, you're actually gaining moments and, you're able to utilize authentic energy and content that really just helps humanize your creative deliverable, whatever it is, whether it's again a commercial or a film. I feel like that's something you just don't find anywhere else. Shooting on Bolex, where else do you see narrative driven stock footage shot on Bolex or Super 8, that has a clear vision, that's beautifully framed. It just doesn't exist anywhere else. And I feel like that is exactly how you would use it.
Right. Brad, do you have anything to add?
I mean, we humanize brands. When a brand comes to us for help on their campaign, that's what we do the best. And a lot of that is a result of shooting for Getty. So it's cyclical, and we become better when we shoot for Getty, and then we shoot for brands. It's just kind of like this momentum, this beautiful momentum that we have, and it's shooting for campaigns helps us with Getty images. Shooting for Getty helps us with brand campaigns.
So, Brad, you've been submitting to Getty for a long time, and we've worked together for a couple of years. How do you think the industry has changed from your perspective, and how does working with Getty make a difference to your work?
Yeah. Working for Getty it's not work. Years ago, I was told that, I was like, what kind of content should we shoot? I feel like this would sell or this would sell. I'm not sure. And then the guy that gave me advice, Matt Goldman, said, if you shoot what's in your heart, the money will come. And so that was the best advice that I received. And it really is, what we do. Now, is every day going to be like in our heart? I'm shooting something, I'm shooting somebody on a computer peering through. No. However, you make that moment as magical as you can make it. Create this authenticity within this person. Talk to her about how or him about how basically I want you to focus. It's kind of like beautiful mind. Think Russell Crowe. Your eyes are darting around, and you're super intense. That's the kind of stuff that you can make magic out of the mundane. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of business lifestyle that exists all over the place in every brand campaign. So what can you do in that particular shoot that makes your heart happy? You know what I mean? How can you create this energy and create this authentic authentic shoot? How can you create this authenticity that will resonate with the audience?
It's always interesting to hear about your process as filmmakers, and I want to thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having us, and really, it's been a pleasure. I mean, over the years, it's been a great journey, and just shooting the things that we'd love to shoot. So, thank you.
Thank you, Amy. This has been absolutely wonderful.
And if you love Lighthouse's content, you can find it on Getty Images. But now, back to Rachel.
Thank you so much, Amy and Lighthouse Films. We'll be back to show you how to find all this incredible content after this.
Look, the world is a big place where beauty takes many forms. Stories have many sides, and truth finds its way through the camera's lens. For more than 25 years, we've reflected the world as it is and captured the beauty of what it can be. Our 3 unique brands have one distinct goal: to move the world. Just take a look.
So we've seen why authenticity matters and talked about how we go about creating it. Now we'll show you how to find it. Here with some video search tips and tricks is Senior Research Editor Chris Perez Iniguez. Over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Rachel. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Perez Iniguez, Senior Research Editor on the North American Getty Research Team. I work together with clients across the globe, across all industries, to figure visual concept for their projects. And I'm excited to be here with you today to show you how to find the most authentic, diverse, and inclusive video. So let's get started. Often clients come to me and ask how to find authentic, AKA non-stocky imagery. I tell them, make sure you're using the right keywords. Let's start with an example. One major category that clients are constantly looking through is lifestyle, which encompasses a lot. So to be more specific, let's say you're working on a project that needs family bonding moments. Begin with a broad search simply by using the keyword lifestyle, which will be your catch-all term for a wider selection of activities and subjects. As you can see, the lifestyle keyword returns about 4 million results. So my next step is to head into the asset details page, or the ADP, by clicking into any of these clips, for example, this one, into a new tab, and scrolling to the very bottom of the ADP, where you'll find all of its associated keywords. This asset details page, or ADP, will be your best friend. It's your resource and guide for finding leads to similar content. Now, within this keyword cluster, you'll find additional keywords that maybe you'd never even think of. Did you know that real people and non-US film location are actual keywords? To hone our search right now, let's add real people and family to our search bar. So back to our search page, add real people and family. Click enter. And as you can see immediately, we've been returned 54,000 results. Listeners, take note. Using the keyword real people is a great way to find clips with more humanity. Likewise, the keyword real life is another solid option. If your project calls for a specific demographic, use the ADP to look for keywords identifying diverse communities. Let's open up this new clip here into a new tab and scroll to the bottom to check out its keyword cluster. The keyword diversity will work fine, but you can also be more specific. For example, in this clip, we have Latin American and Hispanic ethnicity, multiracial group, multi-generational family, and active seniors. After some exploring in the ADPs of various clips, you'll find many other keyword options that encompass lenses of identity for gender, sexual orientation, age, disability, bodies, religion, and of course, race and ethnicity. Keep them for reference and use them in conjunction with other keywords until you find the right balance of results. One keyword can really make the difference between good and great results. Now for the search by video function. Use search by video on the right side of the search bar, right over here, to find alternate or similar videos to something that you like. If you have a video or image saved on your desktop and you need a quick way to find similar content, simply click into that hyperlink, drag and drop your video, or upload directly from your desktop. Scan to find the perfect lighting and composition whose image you'd like to match, and hit start searching. And as you can see, you'll come up with a variety of clips similar to the frame that you chose. Finding a contributor. To find a contributor's portfolio, like the wonderful work of Lighthouse Films, there are two methods. The first is via the ADP, or Asset Details page. Let's start a simple search using the keyword real people. Click enter, and open up this clip right over here into a new tab. On the bottom right, under details, you'll see the credit line. And this clip happens to be by Lighthouse Films. Click into this hyperlink. And as you can see on the left, the contributor has been applied as a filter in the filters panel. The second method is helpful when you know the name of the contributors you're looking for. At the bottom of the filters panel, let's jump into clear this first. At the bottom, jump into filmmakers. And since we're into Lighthouse Films at the moment, scroll or use the alphabet on the left to find their name. Click into Lighthouse Films. And once again, we've opened up the contributor's portfolio. Once you're familiar with more of our contributors, use this method to check in on recent uploads, focus searching on distinct styles of cinematography, or to find specific models. Clients often come to me asking for clips from the same shoot or the same series, and also clips featuring the same models. Now, I want to show you how to find those via the ADP page. A clip's ADP may also contain additional options from the same shoot featuring the same models. For example, clicking into this snowboarder clip right here, just below the video, you'll see a line for same series, which will show all the clips that are available, if they are available for this clip. And they'll show up, which you can scroll and preview and open up individually. Or you can just open them up all at once. Alternatively, you can simply take note of a few keywords at the bottom of the ADP, like simply snowboard, or even part of a series, which, by the way, is a great keyword to use to find same shoot options. Jump back into the contributor's portfolio and search using a couple of those keywords. Let's just type in snowboard. Click enter. And there you have it. You have options from the series that you were just viewing, and also some other snowboarder shots as well. And finally, let's run through how to download multiple clips or bulk download your clips via your board. Click into the board that you'd like to download clips from. And make sure that you're within the asset detail view, which is this one right here. By the way, you can toggle between a cleaner icon view and this ADP view. But within this ADP view, you can select assets individually by clicking the box on the lower right corner of each asset, or just select all via the hyperlink up at the top, which will select everything on the page up to 100 assets. To the right here is a drop-down. Choose Download Selected Assets. and mark your preferred size, add some notes, and continue to the next step. Now, if there are any usage restrictions to any of these assets that you're trying to download, a reminder may pop up here, after which you'll be able to download in batches. And that's how you bulk download from your board. There you have it. Thank you so much for joining me. Back to you, Rachel.
So we've come to the end of this month's show. Don't forget to check out our bonus finance and healthcare coverage on our show page. If you have any questions about premium access, please visit gettyimages.com or contact your Getty Images representative. They'll be really happy to connect with you. And we'll be back next month, so please tell us if there are any topics you'd like us to cover by emailing us at thedownload@gettyimages.com. Until next time, I've been your host, Rachel Brinton Matthews, and we'll see you then.